All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to Mindset Monday. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. I'm joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Ben Allen. Hope everybody is doing well today on this beautiful Monday. As always, let's turn off all distractions, grab pen and paper, let's take lots of notes. Let's make sure that we participate and engage. And we want to make sure we start our day off by taking massive action. That action stands for accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing you for any outcome, centering yourself, body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading, trusting your education, strategy, trade skills, and intuition. Imagine your trade successfully materializing, obeying your trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear, and never looking back or stopping once your trade has commenced. All right. So if everybody can hear me okay, drop me one in the chat and we will get rocking. All right, perfect. Appreciate it. So let's do this. Everybody in. Bing, bang, boom. Stop sharing. Turn this on. Good people. So, uh, my apologies. I'm running a little behind this morning. I had some technical difficulties. Um, but we made it. We made it. All right. So, how many of you are sick and tired of the voice in your head that whispers, no, not yet? You're not ready. Anybody?
What did you say? Sorry.
I said, how many people feel or are sick and tired of the voice in their head saying, no, not yet, you're not ready? Who do you think you are? Anybody ever get that? I know I do.
Yes, sir.
Today we're gonna start things. We're gonna do things a little differently today. Today is going to be more interactive. Um, I told you guys this year is going to be about focused intensity, right? Um, so we're going to talk and we're going to do, right? And if you're able to, the engage, right? So we're going to work through this a little bit differently, and this is how um, I plan to incorporate this style more into these Mindset Monday sessions. So listen, this is our moment, right? Right? This is our moment. Those feelings, they're not unnatural, right? Everybody feels that way of that feeling of no, not yet, no, not yet. You're not ready. Who do you think you are for trying to do these things? Your brain's not broken, right? Your brain's not broken, but it's a battlefield. It's a battlefield, right? And my goal today is to help us take another step in taking back that control. All right. You weren't born to you weren't born to tolerate mediocrity, right? You were born to dominate, to innovate, and to ignite a legacy. And we're going to start that off right now. Okay. We're going to talk about some things that can help us in different philosophies and different strategies that we can incorporate into our lives
on a daily basis to continue that rewiring process, right? And take it to another level. Okay. So neurolinguistic programming, it's not just it's not just an idea. Neurolinguistic programming is science backed in it, strategies to help us rewire, right? And it's neuroplasticity in action, right? The science of how your brain rewires itself based on what you focus on. Okay, so think of your mind like a GPS. If you keep trying typing in the same destination, right? I'm not good enough. What if I fail? Then that's what we're going to get. If our focus is there, that's what we see, right? And so you're going to keep driving in that same circle, that same circle, that same circle until you change the destination, right? When you consciously choose new coordinates, like I'm unstoppable, right? I adapt and win, your brain starts to build new neural highways to help you get there, right? So MIT researchers, they found that when you visualize nailing a presentation, right, or closing a big client, your brain fires the exact same neural network as if you were physically doing it, right? The visualization process. And that's why Olympians and high level people, I was going to say athletes, but high level people, athletes, entertainers, business people, right? Everybody that I've studied has talked about their meditation process, right? Their mental rehearsal of the things that they do, right? And they're not just daydreaming, but they're coding their brains for success. They're they feel it throughout their body. So, what areas, what's one area where you've been letting fear write the script for you? Think about that. Was one area that you've been letting fear write the script for you? Right? Maybe it's uh, hesitating to really press into this trading space and take the trades and open the account. Maybe it's hesitation on the job. Maybe it's avoiding a tough conversation with a family member. Today, we're going to start the reprogramming that thought process to say today's the day. Today's the day we're going to do that, whatever that day is. So each time you catch yourself spiraling into doubt, I want you to pause and ask yourself, what would my future self, that 10 out of 10 powerhouse version of me, do right now? Right? That shift, that's the power of neurolinguistic programming, right? The words that we choose, the feeling, the visualization of it throughout our whole body, and shifting how our mind processes, right? And it's not just about positive thinking, but it's about strategic thinking, right? You're not just hoping for change, but you're crafting it neuron by neuron. Okay. But for people to say, I've always been, I had this conversation yesterday. Um, and we're talking about relationships and how people interact and how by the age of 7 and 9, the core characteristics of an individual have been formed. And the person I was talking to was talking about how those things stick and they stay and they can't be changed. And I said, just because you've been on autopilot for years doesn't mean that that thing can't change. It takes work as you get older. However, all of that can shift if we're open to change, right? Neuroplasticity doesn't care about how old you are. A 70-year-old can learn a new language. A lifelong pessimist can rewire for optimism, right? You just need the right tools. And that's what we're going to dive into. All right. So we're going to talk about 7 traits that turn ordinary people into forces of nature. And in my studying of high level coaches and trainers and people that take individuals from one place to another at an extremely high level, they get called in when things go to crap, right? They've talked about traits of the elite, right? The elite performers, the elite actors, the elite business people, and what makes these individuals unstoppable. And it's not luck and it's not genetics, right? But they mastered 7 superpowers, right? And the first thing is passion, right? And this isn't just I love my work. This is a non-negotiable why, right? That gets them out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning when the world says you should quit, right? They're obsessed with solving a problem that no one else cares about. Passion is the first superpower that they have. The second thing is belief, right? Not just a wishing, but an unshakable certainty, right? When everyone told Howard Schultz at Starbucks that he would fail, right? He didn't flinch. He knew people would pay $5 for an experience, not just a coffee, right? Belief isn't delusion. It's evidence that you've collected daily, right? The next is strategy. It's your roadmap, right? You have you ever seen a Tesla drive itself, right? It's not guessing most times, right? But it got it's got 10,000 layers of coding telling it exactly how to get to where it's going, right? Our business, same rules. Without a strategy, you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall trying to figure it out, right? So you have to have a clear strategy. The next is values, right? The values are your guardrails, right? Your values are your guardrails. Have you ever met somebody that was successful, or even heard about somebody that was successful but miserable? Right? That's values betrayal, right? If integrity is core for you, but you're cutting corners, you'll implode, right? So values are your compass in chaos, coming back to your core and what you stand on. Okay. The next is energy. Think about LeBron James. Do you think LeBron James just goes with the flow in his workouts? Nah, right? He optimizes his sleep, his nutrition, his recovery, right? And his brain is like a Lamborghini. right? Your brain can also be that way. Your brain is that way. And we have to make sure that we're not putting cheap fuel in the Lamborghini, right? So we have to make sure that the things that we're putting inside of us is elite if we desire to go to another level, right? Next thing is bonding, right? You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. You're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. Bonding isn't networking, it's building ride or die alliances, relationships, right? When Beyonce made the song Lemonade, she didn't do it alone. They found a producer, an individual that wrote the original song, Vincent Berry, and said, this is unique. And they brought him onto the team and they built this framework, this connection with everybody else that played their part, right? She had a tribe of creators who bled for the vision. Next is communication, right? Not just talking, but it's making people feel. Making people feel. Martin Luther King didn't just say, I have a PowerPoint. I have these plastic slides for you to take a look at. No, he made us see the mountaintop, right? When you communicate with clarity and with fire, you don't persuade people, but you infect them with your mission. They feel it, right? Now, of those, drop in the chat which of those you believe is your secret weapon, right? Your passion, your belief, your strategy, your values, your energy, your bonding, or your communication. Which one of those is your secret power, your secret weapon, right? The one that captures you the most and you're able to bring people with you.
I guess I
See
missed
that.
one, Ryan, because I have passion, belief, values, energy, environment, communication. You said it was 7?
Strategy.
Oh, thanks.
Yep.
Sorry, Benny, I came on late. Which one of those do we what?
Is your superpower.
Okay,
Which one of those is your superpower,
okay.
right? And here's the best part, right? Your weakest trait is the growth jackpot, right? If energy is 3 out of 10 for you, upgrading that 10x, right? Will 10x your impact, 10x your revenue, 10x everything about what you do, right? So when you're leaving power on the table, we're going to find out where each of us are leaving power on the table. All right. So we're going to dive into what's called a wheel of power assessment. And this is where you're going to have an opportunity to get a clear snapshot, right, of how you're showing up in these 7 traits of high performers. Passion, communication. Okay. Right. So we're going to walk through these one by one. And I want you to rate yourself in each of these traits 1 through 10. 1 means I'm stuck here and I need a jump start. 10 is I completely own this and I'm thriving in this area. All right. 1 is I'm completely stuck and I need a jump start. 10 is this is where I thrive. This is the area that I own daily and I love being in this space. Right. So I want you to grab a paper. Grab a paper, right? And draw a circle on your notepad and divide it into 7 sections. Divide it into 7 sections. All right. So, number 1, right? Label each section, right? 1 is passion, 1 is belief, 1 is strategy, 1 is values, 1 is energy, 1 is bonding, 1 is communication. Okay. Passion, beliefs, strategy, values, energy, bonding, communication. All right. So for the first one, passion. Where do you rate yourself? 1 out of 10. Write that number in your wheel. 1 out of 10 on passion. Next is belief. 1 out of 10. 1 being I'm stuck. 10 being I own this area of my life. Strategy. Strategy. I know my goals. I know what I desire, and I have a plan to get there. I have a clear strategy that's going to help me achieve the things that I desire. Next is values. All right. I have a core set of values that I live every single day. And when things go awry, this is what I fall back on. And I make sure that these stay intact regardless of the situation. Next is energy. I'm able to manage my energy and I'm able to bring energy to everything that I do. And I'm able to maintain that at a high level consistently. Bonding. Bonding. The relationships that I have, they nourish me and I nourish them. right? They uplift me. Those 5 people are better than me in areas of their lives than I am, but I also am able to bring value to those relationships, but I'm not the smartest person in the room. Communication. I'm able to communicate clearly and effectively and with energy and with power, and I'm able to connect with people through my communication. Now, ask yourself, is your wheel smooth and balanced? Or is there a little wobble to it based on these scores? Right? And don't rush, but like reflect on this and really think through what are the areas that it's time for me to work in, right? In the future, we might do some breakout rooms, um, and break into groups and have some of these group discussions and then bring that back. But today, if anybody wants to share their highest score, right? And what makes that trait strong for you, and then your lower score and the story or the habit that's been holding you back in that area, if anybody has that. Like for me, my lowest score is my energy, right? Um, I don't fuel my body the best, and I don't take the right natural supplements and vitamins, which I've identified that and I'm starting to work on, right? My highest score is my belief. I truly believe that whatever I commit to and I put my mind to, I can create it and I can achieve it and I'll excel in it and I'll be able to expand that. Joy, what's up?
So I wasn't able to do a picture, but the paper, but I followed along.
That's cool.
My highest score I would say was my passion.
I see that.
My lowest is strategy because I'm all over the place. I'll have an idea, write it down, learn something new, rewrite. And I'm constantly adjusting, or I have yet to set a defined goal. I guess that I also had that feeling of like what I was going to study in college. I'm having that same feeling. Because I know I have a vast of experience in a lot of stuff and I just can't narrow it down. So with trading, I already know it's me doing too much. Me going in to read, having a plan to do, and then I end up going down the rabbit hole of articles and didn't sit down and do a goal. So strategy is my weakest.
Okay. Appreciate the share. Anybody else want to share? No? Okay. Cool. So,
Yeah,
oh, Jeremy, what's up, man?
I'm cool. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Great. Yeah, so I initially I wrote communications, but that is below strategy. But so with respect to strategy, I know what I want, I know where I'm going, and nothing will stop me regardless. And so when I stick my chart on my way on my strategy. That's it. It's till the end or nothing. And my weakest point is the energy, and the issue being that I work night shift, 60 hours a week, and with little children to take care of, and family and all that. So my energy level is not up there yet. And though I do take supplements and all that, I'm not consistent with that. And I don't sleep a lot because I'm always on the go. So
Go.
yeah, that's it.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you sharing that. Anybody else? No. Okay, cool. So look, listen, right? The goal with this is becoming aware, right? The goal is awareness. We're never going to be perfect in any of these areas. However, we can strive for greatness, and becoming aware of these deficiencies is step number one, right? And if your wheel feels wobbly, you're not alone, right? We all have areas that we can work on, and knowing where to start is the key. And then the next step is committing small, consistent steps. And we'll work on some of these areas, and we'll give strategy in certain areas to be able to make small, consistent steps in those areas, right? So at some point today, I'm going to give this to you guys. We're not going to do it here, but at some point today, I want you guys to go through a visualization practice, right? Go through a visualization practice. And you can take notes on this. You come back and watch the replay of this, but this visualization practice is going to be, imagine stepping into a 3D hologram of your future self 12 months from today, June 27th, 2026, right? And you've mastered all 7 of those traits. You've taken this year and you've focused and you've mastered all 7 of those traits, and you're operating at between an 8 and a 10 in each of those areas. And I want you to see your environment, right? Your dynamic team that you've surrounded yourself with. You're thriving in your business or in your trading, in your family. Your health is vibrant. Your energy is up. And you're able to sustain the energy with everything that you have going on in your life. I want you to feel the confidence radiating through your body. Literally feel the energy moving through your body, moving out of your body. Then I want you to hear affirmations like, you've earned this. Thank you for leading. Thank you for putting in the time, the effort, the energy to become this person, because you've helped us all. And then I want you to step into that version of you, right? And I want you to feel how you stand. I want you to hear how you speak. And then once that visualization is done, I want you to journal one phase of your future self that you'd like to discuss, right? And journal that phase, what that felt like, what that sounded like, right? So that's part of your homework for your meditation practice at some point today, this week, right? Maybe do it once a day this week for 7 days, all right? So what I want you to do is, with what we talked about today, right? I want you to turn it into action. So we got the meditation practice, but we're also going to start creating this. Okay. We're also going to start creating this. So what I want you to do is I want you to craft a power declaration. I want you to craft a power declaration, a bold, empowering statement that targets your weakest area, your weakest trait, and commits you to specific actions to strengthen it. Think of this as your personal mantra for growth. Right? So the formula is, I am whatever the trait is, embodied. And I commit to and give 3 specific actions that help you to implement that trait. So let me give you an example. My weakest trait, right, is energy, right? And so my direct declaration could be, I am energy embodied. I commit to 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night, 3 workouts a week, and taking my natural supplements daily. Right? Or if your weakest trait is bonding, right? Those relationships. I am bonding embodied. I commit to scheduling coffee chats with at least one of my friends, individuals in my circle, right? Listening more than I speak, and sending a daily gratitude text to someone that I care about. Right? But notice how these declarations are specific. They don't just describe a goal, right? But they map out exactly how you're going to live it. All right? And so I want us to take the next 5 minutes to reflect and draft your declaration. I want us to do that right now, because I don't want us to leave this call without this declaration. Right? And be honest with yourself, right? What's the one trait that needs the most attention? And I want us to focus there. Okay. And once you've written it, once you've completed that declaration, drop in the chat that you're done. So I know that everybody's ready. Right? If you're stuck, just start writing. Right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's progress, not perfection. So Remember, progress over perfection. If you're stuck, just start writing what comes to mind. Nope. Nope. Don't be concerned at all. Don't be concerned at all. And that means you can take those 3 areas and make you a statement for each one, right? That just gives us opportunity to do some work. That's it.
Just have
What'd you say, Dana? So,
Oh,
you guys
sorry,
still
thought I
writing?
was talking. I wrote, I'm focusing on my energy. Today I will start to work on my body by walking, clearing my mind through meditation, and honoring my body by eating healthy.
So, shift the beginning of that. So you are that trait embodied. Like you're embodying all that that trait is, means, feels, and does. Right? So I really want us to own these. Thank you for sharing. To make sure that these declarations are, where they feel bold, like they feel like you're stepping out and you're challenging yourself. You're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. They feel bold, right? And they're very specific, right? So then what is clearing your mind? What does clearing your mind mean? Right? What's one resource or habit that could accelerate you truly embodying that trait? Right? Some things to think through once you're done writing. Right?
Yeah, so I'll put something down here.
Talk to me.
So my weakest trait is beliefs. And so I wrote, I am embodied in my beliefs, and that whatever I put my mind to do, I am capable of achieving it. So I commit myself to daily meditation about my future, visualization and prayer to enforce the belief about the person God has made me to be. Yeah.
Well, what was that last part? What was the last part of your statement, Jeremy?
I said, so I commit myself to daily meditation about my future, visualization, and prayer to enforce the belief about the person that God has made me to be.
Can I challenge you to add a piece to that?
Hmm.
Taking action on the thing that you desire to do immediately.
Okay, thanks.
Right? Because one of the things that will help reinforce the belief is the doing and the learning, right? And that the more you do it, the better you become. The more you do it, the more you solidify that belief inside of you. So as you're visualizing it and you're seeing it and you're praying and you're internalizing it all, the next step is to take the action and do it, right? And the more you do it, then that's going to build the confidence, will also then reinforce the belief. Right. So adding an action element to that. I love it. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
So good people. Before we wrap up, I'm going to leave you with this. Your level of success is determined by the level of your discipline. The level of your success is determined by the level of your discipline. Right? Reminder that it takes what it takes. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes energy to go from where we are to where we're going. But if we understand, we commit to our why and why we do it, and we commit to building these traits, we can do anything. We can achieve anything. Right? Your power declaration is your game plan. Right? A plan, this is the kicker. A plan is only as good as the actions that you take. Right? So the real magic happens when you show up for it every single day. And that's where the discipline meets the transformation. Right? So your homework. Live your power declaration every single day. Commit to it every single day. Read it, do it every single day. Right? Treat it like your mantra. Every single day, say it to yourself. Right? Let it be your compass and your North Star. Right? If you guys want to send your declarations, you can. And I'm willing to give feedback and encouragement on each of those. Right? I believe in you, man. I believe in you. I know that each of us are able to achieve the things that we desire and the visions and the goals that we have. But we have to make sure that we commit to the discipline of doing it every single day. All right? You're one decision away from a totally different life. That's Mindset Monday, good people. Floor is open for feedback, questions, thoughts. About 5 minutes. Or if anybody else wants to share. No?
Thank you, Ryan. I think it was a good exercise and right on time as you wrap up the last week of January. So thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. All right, good people. Look, listen. Right? Let's start to anchor some of these things. We're going to talk about anchors in the future as well. Right? But let's start to really focus on taking the action steps to build the life that we desire. Right? So allow today to be another foundational building block. Have an awesome Monday, good people. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the pre-New York session. We will chat then. If you have other thoughts as you go through your day, drop them into the community. Start to be able to be more available to be active in the community. I haven't been as of late, so Things have been crazy, but definitely drop your thoughts in the community and we can continue the conversation there. Peace.
Thank you.